Peace, y'all. This is Captain the Oracle. What happened from Miss Catherine? If you're watching me, you probably already know who I am. I was just inspired. What is important to communicate to other souls who are going through this awakening process, this expansion of consciousness. And I want to say this. We kind of hung out today downtown Phoenix. Ernest took me for a date night. Yay. It's so important. Date night. Just having that moment without the kids. But walking around and seeing they have something called First Friday. And so First Friday is like all of these really eclectic people, different artists, practitioners, whatever it may be, musicians, tattoo artists. I mean, it's just really, really a melting pot. And it was so beautiful to see so many different people just together. Nobody was fighting. Nobody was arguing. Nobody was shooting. And it was just coming from Memphis, the vibe was just so electrifying, but soothing. It's really strange. And in that moment, I realized I was just like, coming from where we come from, for those of us who going through the awakening, who were raised in the Bible Belt, spent a lot of time there, your awakening process, it's a whole other level shit than other people's awakening process, because you came to break the religious matrix. And so you incarnated into the Bible Belt or Bible believing family, whatever it may be, just for the simple point of you breaking the matrix and that hold that energy has had over our fucking life force energy, right? And so I'm standing there and I'm just like feeling the vibe, and I have to show you all the picture of what we wore. Like, we don't try to dress alike all the time. It's just, it wasn't intentional at all, and but we ended up look like we intentionally were dressing alike. It's really dope seeing people react to seeing us be intimate and vulnerable and just open and loving in public, existing as one. And we got so many compliments from people, like we can see the love. People just like, oh my gosh, like black love, brown love is so important. It's so dope. That's beautiful what y'all doing. It was just, it was like coming to America again. And I was just like, we really be sleeping on ourselves, and for those of you all who see greatness in us and that's been rocking with us for a minute, thank you. Because like for real, in the conscious community, so many people have like this really, really narcissistic, egotistical, or false self that they've created to operate in the new matrix, right? On the new earth. They like still with that shit. But you got like me and Ernest, and we like just two regular people who had the courage to be like, let's let the world see us go through this evolution, this expansion of consciousness, where everything that we thought we believed in is having to die. And we're willing to allow the world to see that, and that takes so much courage, and that is a very powerful spiritual mission, because that's how consciousness changes, because somebody gains courage to somehow use their voice to emit a transmission, a frequency, a message that is like completely unorthodox, that's like, fuck you to how you told me to do this and it's like, no, I will not live by anybody constructs, not even my own, right? So saying that to say, standing in that crowd of so many people from so many different backgrounds and stuff, it was just a sense of liberation. You had gothic people, you had rock, rap, hip hop, black, white, Asian, Eskimo. I mean, it was so much to take in. I was like, this is new earth energy, where people are emitting a frequency that is so fucking authentic that like all of the division just dissolves. And you just present in that moment because you're conscious of that present moment. And you feel all of these other fractals of light that manifested in many variations, and just experiencing that wavelength, that point where your consciousness turns you into the fucking wave particle. And you're emitting and you're receptive and receiving. And you just like heart chakra, like love, like it's love, like nobody's arguing and fighting. It's a resonance. And so there's so much power in us finding our own paths and finding our own way, being our own salvation. Like that right there, that's a whole new consciousness when you come to that point. And so just walking through the crowd and seeing how people were reacting to this was crazy. It was like people was like, who are you guys? What do you do? So we found ourselves giving out business cards, but I'm like, why the fuck we don't have a pop-up shop here? It just popped in my head, like, why don't we have a pop-up shop here? And just that question. And I said, I'm still dealing with the pressure of feeling like I have to fucking fit into whatever idea, beliefs, and constructs, whatever expectations that has been put on me or on myself, whatever conditioning. I'm holding on to these beliefs that's just not serving me no more because I'm scared. I'm scared to put 100% in my awakening, in my truth as I'm discovering myself. Because what if I'm wrong again? Because there was a time before my awakening, I thought I was right. I thought that I had the accurate information, and I realized I didn't. And just in that moment, I was like, there is absolutely no reason why. There are so many things that I can do that I have not been doing. And real talk, there is this part of me that is afraid. And, I respect Erykah Badu so much for bathing in semen and bathing in blood and releasing that visual. I don't remember the song, but she released that visual. And I remember it was so controversial. And I was a Christian at the time, but I knew that this life force energy she's bathing herself in, the very makeup of creation, she's bathing in it. Like I knew it was a deeper spiritual significance. I've always felt like I was on the same wavelength as her, but I never was really courageous enough to be fully myself with the world, to the point where I'm not ashamed of anything. Like that's the goal, to release the shame, to release the judgment. All of those things are constructs of a lower frequency matrix that seeks to continue to use our life force energy and recycle us and control the incarnation. We are awakening so that we can have more control over what's happening in our lives. So what happens is you start feeling inferior, right? And as the awakening is happening, and as you learning more and more stuff about yourself that is toxic, that's traumatic, that need to be healed, you just start feeling some kind of way, and you don't really know where you fit into the whole grand scheme of things, and you will become like atrophy. You will go into apathy, where you won't even go hard. You won't go hard. You will do shit, but you won't go all the way. You won't. You won't bank on yourself. You won't double down like I'm banking on me. So seeing all of these artists, and they just living off of, dang, it was one of the artists, like I tried to support every artist that had whatever. Some of them had notebook paper with signs, drew on it, and little Instagram picture painted. I mean, like real artist shit, like real starving artist shit. But it wasn't stopping them from doing a pop-up shop and putting their stuff to be seen by people it probably wouldn't usually be seen by. Like, I just gained so much of respect for that. And like, it was a lot of great things and a lot of great artists there. I'll show you all some of the artwork we got too. But I was just like, why? In my mind, I feel like something about me is not extraordinary enough to even take the time and the energy to invest myself into putting myself out there more. So whether you're watching this or not, like that like in your own world, how can you be more devoted to your path? What can you do to put yourself out there a little more, to be more open and receptive? You know, being that I mostly was raised in Memphis, like I created this masculine shell around myself to protect me. So when I'm in atmospheres like downtown Phoenix and the vibe is so different, I practice letting that down, letting that shield off, just to see, and just have my heart open like a little fucking kid walking around just smiling and shit. Hey, how you doing? Hey, you know, like a little kid on the playground and you want to play with everybody, and you know, and it was like that, just talking to people. I'm not judging nobody. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm drawn to the weirdos, the more eclectic people. You know, I want to know their story. I want to know what inspired this. Like, what made you want to quit your corporate job and just bank on your artwork? Like, how, like, it's just so interesting to see so many people, and they were starving artists, and they just like, I just live off of what I make doing my art. That's it. I don't have no backup plan. I don't have a job. It was so amazing to me. So even though they may not have like the money in the bank, they got faith in themselves. Even if they shit not the best. Because they out there, you looking at every other vendor out there with you. So you go be measuring yourself up. Yeah, everybody does it. It's human nature. You might not let it control you, but you looking. And you like, damn, I never thought to do that. Damn, they took my idea and went to a whole nother level. But that shouldn't be a reason to stop you from getting out there, because somebody might want what it is that you have, even though it may not be the best. Because it's just your vibe, because it's something you created. And I don't know who needed to hear this, but you know, even for us, like for real, no cap, I've been wanting to put a conference together for a minute, and I ain't gonna lie, I have not been racing to get that done as if this may be the only life that I have in this realm. Like, I haven't been living like that. I haven't been thinking like, okay, if this was my last day, what is a priority to me that I have not taken the time to even manifest? Like, because you again, you're battling with the constructs of the matrix. So it's this energetic grid that we're dealing with, and then the programming that's inside. So you see how the battle is inside and outside, as within, so without, as above, so below. So your upper chakras and your lower chakras, like all of those vortexes of energies, is spinning, but they not all spinning the way they need to, because you're going through an evolution and you're changing and you're growing. And you're going from praying, God, please take lust away from me, to praying, God, please teach me how to be lustful. Teach me how to, like, literally, my blood should be an aphrodisiac at this point. That's how I feel it should be. And I should be able to just dance with the masculine, feminine energy in a way where I'm just giving birth to fucking universes, just because I feel so deep, and I know how to conduct that love through my body and admit that, and not be guarded, and just be open, wide open, not worried about nothing, wide open. I don't have faith. I don't believe. I know who I am. I know that I'm important. I know that I'm not superior. I know if you really royal and magical and metaphysical like you say you are, you will be more about that life. So for those of you who've been following me, and I've been really like the loving, doting energy, but I gotta tell you, like, that shit, y'all gotta cut that shit out. You got to stop sleeping on yourself. You got to stop investing in relationships with people who is not investing in you. You got to cut it out. Anything that is draining you, you got to start planning how you're going to get your life force energy back so that you can do what it is that you came here to do. Point blank, period. It don't matter what the fuck nobody feel about it. Like, okay, dude was rapping and he said something was so simple, but it was so profound. It just hit me different today. But he was singing a song. He was rapping a song called Black Owned Business. And again, it's a melting pot of people, right? So to have somebody up there like pro-black than a motherfucker, and then like everybody that's on the stage with you and you're engineering and most of that shit is white folks, and then you got all these other races. He felt like no kind of way about it. And I was standing there like, why has the world made us feel some kind of way about being pro-black? Everybody else can be pro whatever they want to be, whether it's your sexuality, how you like to wear your hair, but when it comes to being pro-black, for some reason, it's like frowned upon, like it's a negative thing, right? And so he was pushing against that programming by performing that song. And when he finished that song, he was like, that shouldn't even made you feel no kind of way about me saying that, because I'm a black man and I'm black and I got my own business, black owned business. Like, embrace that shit. Embrace who you are. Whatever it is about you that's great about you, embrace that too. Because us trying to be something other than what we really are is just fucking weird, and not in the good way. and I was just like, that is the weirdest thing in the world. Can you imagine walking out in the fucking jungle and the monkeys trying to be lions and the giraffes and shit trying to drag their nose on the ground like elephants? And you like, why the fuck is you dragging your nose on the ground? Well, all the other animals around me, that's how they do it. They nose drag the ground. It's against nature to try to be fucking clones of each other. So see, this is about you liberating yourself and starting to actually put some inspired action behind your awakening and showing up different. Let your devotion to yourself actually show itself in your life. Take a chance. I was standing there like, damn, should I get up there and try to freestyle in front of all these people? I'm nervous as fuck just thinking about it. But the thought crossed my mind, and it was good that I was aware of that, because I was able to find an area where I still feel the separation. I still feel the judgment. I'm taking that energy on, and I'm filtering that energy through my programs, through my trauma, through my wounds, and I'm processing that as, no, I would need to be a lot more confident and a lot better, and I would need to be working on my stuff every day and really about my craft. Like, I had all these million reasons why not to do that. But that was a great moment to just observe all of the aspects of myself. But a lot of the times your mind's so locked in the systems and the programs that you don't even ask yourself those questions. Would I do that? Would I go sky jumping? Would I get up here and talk about being pro-black in front of all of these people that's not pro-black? And it ain't like this is my club or this is my shit. I'm just outside talking shit to a bunch of people who ain't what I am. But the end of that message is embrace whatever it is that you are. And I was just like, what? Like, right there. Right there. People ride around with Confederate flags and shit in Memphis all the time. But if we ride around with the black fist flags, it is taken a different kind of way. And so that shit right there, that construct of this matrix is ultimately what we are purging, so that people can feel more comfortable being exactly who they are and not feel so much pressure to fit in, but that we can support each other in each other's differences and not having to judge whether the difference is good or bad or better or worse. It just is what it is. And so I wanted to share this Because for those of us that's crossing this bridge into these higher dimensions, you're just not gonna be able to get away with half doing shit anymore. Whatever that is, you gotta be giving your best to whatever you're doing. Because if you not giving your best to whatever you're doing, you are subconsciously communicating to yourself, I ain't shit. I'm not even worth me to invest in me, to show up as me to the world, because I'm not good enough. Like, what, the way you move day to day, what is it communicating to your own self-empowerment? Like, is it keeping you small? Because small is comfortable, right? That's what the ego like. So the universe got our back, because the universe like, I'm going to push you. That's like that person that push your ass in the pool and you can't swim, and they push you in and your ass learn to swim that day. The universe been like that. Like, oh, you ain't going to jump in? Oh, okay. I'm going to put you in a situation to make you have to bounce up. I'm going to put you in a situation to make you have to learn how to go into your divine feminine energy. I'm going to put you in a situation where that other shit you've been doing ain't going to work. You're going to have to show up as divine masculine today. Or you're not going to get anything that you want from anything that you're trying to do, because you're trying to show up as half of who you are. Like, you got to show up. You got to show up fully and be present. And like this energy that we coming into now, stuff gonna start speeding up. So you gonna notice it. The world is gonna move even faster than it did before the pandemic, right? But it's quickening like that, so that we can start being shaken out of the programs we've been mentally freeing ourselves from, but our actions have yet to confirm the liberation of the mind. When your mind is liberated, your life should start to look different. If your life not starting to look different, you have to question whether or not you were really using knowledge to liberate your mind. Once you get the knowledge and you start applying it, and some of the stuff that you do, you are going to be scared as shit to do it. But you got to be able to stand on that shit and own it, whatever it is. It's mine. If I step out and do this and it turn out horrible and it's a flop, hey, at least I tried it. Like that. This is the energy we got to be in to level up. We've been consuming all of this energy, bragging about our melanin, bragging about the upgrades we've been getting, just all hyped up about the metaphysics we're learning and experiences we're having. And but a lot of us, for real, we bullshitting. We half doing it. We playing small. We're really afraid to be rejected. We're afraid to not be accepted by the world. We're afraid to fail. And all of that shit leads up to you being afraid to ultimately succeed. Because to succeed, you're going to have to go through those things to get there. It's just the pathway to getting there. Nobody climbs a mountain without effort. It's going to require some effort. And it's going to require some courage. So some stuff that y'all need to do, that we need to do, it's going to require more courage than we've ever had to have before. But it's just part of the process. It's part of the process. So I hope that this inspires somebody. Do some research. Watch videos about apathy or being apathetic. Anybody who has post-traumatic slave syndrome or PTSD or a lot of the backgrounds that we come from, all of that stuff does make you play small, because your inner child is so afraid to be exposed to something that is more than it feels that it can handle. So this is why healing the inner child, affirming yourself, like this is an everyday work. This is not an on again, off again thing. This is a lifestyle. This is you fully showing up each day, more and more, learning how to be more of who you already are. And so research being apathetic, okay, apathy, and just begin to see the areas of your life that are beginning to be stuck or atrophied, or you're not evolving in certain areas. You're not growing. Maybe you feel like you're going in the same circles and it's not changing for you, and I feel like I have the right that I have gained the right to have your attention to share this message, because I have allowed my journey to be seen by y'all and judged, and everybody not always vibing with me, and I take that chance. It's a risk that I take. You know, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this. As hard as it is sometimes, as scary as it is sometimes, I'm committed to this. And I know that there is something inside of me that people need, and it activates them. I know I've watched people surpass me, and I have supported them in their journey in creating whatever it is they want to create. And it's all love, you know. But we hold our own selves back with the shame, the judgment, and the inability to just be open and trust the universe. We don't have to feel like the universe is like all of the fucked up people we ever had to deal with. You know, universal laws, just universal laws. They you know, they not picky about who they give what to. When you learn how to align your actions with divine timing and open your heart, shit just changes for you. And y'all know, it's on my YouTube, I was homeless and had nothing. And I work from anywhere in the world. I can work and do what I do and help people. I can make money from anywhere in the world. I can make money in my sleep now. Like, I did that. That was me being committed to my dream, putting the effort, doing the research, being patient, trusting the process, affirming myself, taking risk, doing free readings for I don't know how long. You can't just be out here doing readings and talking about the shit that I be talking about with y'all, and you telling people stuff and it ain't coming from spirit, it ain't divine. Like, I know it's people that move like that out here and rocking like that, but that's not what we're here to do. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to be a whole new level of frequency that we not even on that shit no more. It's just like, this shit is about integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, integrity. And when you show up for yourself, you show other people that level of integrity. So, you know, I don't talk about it a lot, but I should and I could. All the things that I've done and created and succeeded and achieved. And the whole world got to watch it because I've been uploading this shit and going live since 2006. You know what I'm saying? And I went from nothing, like for real, nothing. And now I can travel. I can go wherever I want to go. I can make as much money as I want to make. And it's going to keep going higher. And the higher I go, anybody that has learned anything from me going high too. People that connect with my energy don't go down. They improve, because I hold myself to that standard so that my transmission is always something that's going to build and uplift others and not tear people down. It's not even necessary. But the reason why you don't see me and Ernest doing 1 million how we manifested this videos, because that should just be a part of the process. It shouldn't even be a thing to have to be like, oh, how we manifested this, how we manifested, like all the time. It's just like, no, how to get in alignment with your higher self. You know, like, those are the foundational things to manifesting. And ultimately, our goal is to let you all see our wounds, our trauma, you know, the areas where we're weak, the areas that we're willing to admit to get better, so that you're inspired and so that you know you're not alone. Like, that right there, I'm telling you, that right there, that vibration, when you can anchor the vibration of love like that, where people just feel some kind of way off of an interaction with your words, that's God particle shit. That's cosmic convo. And we may not have the views and the followers and all of that shit that I be looking at other people, and a lot of the stuff that people be teaching, I be sitting there, I ain't gonna even lie, like my mind be like 65 levels and a higher dimension of where they're teaching from. And I'd be like, oh my God, like I really do be sitting on my gift, you know? I really do be trying to, I don't know, I'm like looking at myself like I'm common sometimes. And I be listening, I'm like, that's good, that's great, because I'm not a hater. But I be like, I could take that thought and take that thought 30 steps deeper into the abyss of something else and connect it to some shit that don't even seem connected. You know, and it comes to me real easy. So sometimes that does cause me to not be as grateful for my gifts, because when you're really grateful for your gifts, you go use them. You can't help but use them, because it's a part of how you show gratitude and appreciation for your existence and the shit that you're capable of doing and the things that you're discovering that you can do. Because a lot of us are just not figuring out who we are. We hadn't even been allowed to know who we were because we was asleep. We was dead. You know what I'm saying? So we awakening now, and like you starting to figure out who you are now. And that shit's beautiful. So wherever you at in that phase, that stage, look, don't beat yourself up. If you're in a dark night of the soul, it's part of the process too. It's all part of the process, you know. But like from the energy that I'm feeling right now and where things going from here, I just want to say to you, don't just believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just know that your purpose is great, no matter how flawed you feel that you are. And it like, I'm serious. Like, I'm so serious. Like, if you show up for yourself with that vibration, it's so much stuff that you work so hard trying to do that's just gonna fall in your lap. You're not gonna even have to, it's not gonna even require the same amount of effort that it used to. And you're gonna be like, damn, I just needed to get out my own way. I'm trying to barge my way into manifesting, you know. I'm raping, trying to rape the universal laws and make it do what I want it to do, because I won't let go of my false self and the ego and all of the shit that I do that I know is not serving me anymore. I'm holding on to it because I am fearful, and that fear is causing me to be apathetic and not grow and be in a sunken place because I'm afraid. I just want to encourage you and say, we be afraid too. We be afraid too. But trust and believe. 60,000 people could be like, you're whack as hell, whatever it is that you want to show to the world. And one person needed that came through you. So pull yourself away from the numbers, you know, like for real. And I say this from really my heart space, but like everything that I've been doing and teaching, like I really do, without a shadow of a doubt, I know that what I'm here doing right now is changing lives and generations. And I cannot fake this shit. This is just who I am. Like, this is who I am. And I know that the sun, the moon, and the cosmos is working through me. And everywhere I go, every convo I have, every thought that I give my attention to is creating something that makes me proud. And I'm going to continue to challenge myself to be better. But I just needed to get on y'all ass, because y'all are too fucking beautiful, great, and awesome to be sleeping on yourself. So stop focusing on the people that you feel like don't support you or that sleep on you. Ask yourself, am I banking on me? Do I sleep on my own self? Like, forget everybody else. Just you. Like, what it is that your heart is screaming for, but your fear and your ego is holding you back. Like, this is the time to start pushing through those things, releasing those blockages and hang-ups, and just watch the beauty of what happens. Like, I can't express this enough. So, you know, y'all take this knowledge and use it, because it might be some point, I don't know, I might be doing TED Talks and shit at some point. It could happen like that. Y'all might not get to have these moments with me. I don't know. I just know the journey that I'm on, and all that I know, and the gifts that I have, and the thousands of people that I have helped I just know it is something so big I can't even conceive it in my mind. And so that's why I'm going to hold myself accountable to share as many gems as possible. And if what I share resonates with you and it touches you in a place and inspires you and uplifts you and allow you to have an experience with divine energy to where it feels like it supports you just as you are, where you are, and encourages you to keep evolving, like share this with other people too, you know. And again, I felt like this was the perfect moment to talk about this and do this. But in order for us to truly be who we came here to be and be authentic, we have to let go of the shame, the judgment, and these inferiority complexes. And it's swinging too far to the other side and you're just becoming a straight up conscious narcissist. And it's so much of that. People lack integrity. And so, you know, you become a rare treasure when you have a quality that a lot of people don't have. And so when me and Ernest are out and about and people see we work so hard to love each other deeply, it don't just come easy, it takes work. People see the result of that work, and just seeing how we impact people, it keeps us doing that soul work together. But we're two whole fucking universes coming together to coexist, you know. Like that's some major Saturn Jupiter conjunction type shit, you know, that kind of alignment. And so that's why people treasure it, we treasure it. But that's also why it's so scary, because it is the construct that we're in that does not want us to reach these higher dimensions of alchemy, of oneness, of being fully inundated with the data necessary to tap into your masculine and feminine principles and dance with those energies. You know, like a guitar in your hand to BB King, and it's you're the magician, you're the metaphysician, you're the high priestess, you're the oracle, you're the healer, you're the shaman, you're the energy healer. Like you are that. Stop looking down on yourself. It don't matter where you are in your journey. You are what you are. So allow yourself to be what it is you came here to be, and just forget the people on the outside who not go get it. Because you got a whole tribe of people that resonate with the vibratory energy of your essence, who are gonna get you and will support you and love you in a way, some shit you ain't never felt before. So when y'all be telling me, like Camson, you and Ernest, y'all really be like touching us in our heart, and y'all be really speaking to us, like we take that shit to heart. And that give us the strength to keep going. You know, we take that to heart. That means so much to us in a world now. Like I said, that's a national treasure. Love, man, that currency right there is king. Like it really is. And that's why getting in that frequency, it feels so scary at first. But once you in it, you're like, I don't even want to be in hate anymore. Like I just want to be loved. I don't want to have to be guarded. I don't want to have to be, you know, in my ego and false self. And I got all these different defense mechanisms, and I'm fearful, avoidant, and I'm all of those things. You know, I'm anxious, preoccupied. I have all of these love attachment issues from my trauma. Like it's time for us to identify that shit, isolate it, and then actually take inspired action to work past it. That's evolution. That's enlightenment. This has been your New Earth inspirational message. All right. I'm going to get back to making money in my sleep. Oh, man, because I've been in alignment with the universe and what my soul is needing to do. And I hope that it activates you in whatever currency it is that you need, that you receive that. And again, love is the highest currency of all things. Man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.